started to understand manifestation much more recently. If you are stuck, if you believe you are stuck, then you will continue to lose. The winners keep on winning and the losers keep on losing. This is the actual physiology of manifestation. Not only is manifestation completely scientific, it's completely biological. The winners keep on winning, the losers keep on losing. I want you to remember that phrase because it's going to take you to great heights. What you must understand that the biological aspect with testosterone is responsible for making hard work feel fun, also muscle growth, making sure that you have better hormonal health in general, for fertility as well. But testosterone makes hard work feel fun, so that is motivation. Truth is, what happens is your testosterone goes up, but then it goes down because it is regulated by a negative feedback cycle. Now, the truth is right now, you might be feeling that things are spiraling. You might feel like things are out of control, that your life just keeps getting worse. Oh, boo-hoo. I am on your side, and I want you to take this video seriously because this is the only video you need that you can get out of this. You can get out of that hole that you're digging yourself, because I'm telling you, it is so achievable. You can get out of this. You can get out of this rut, because I'm telling you, if you keep telling yourself that you are failing, you will continue to fail. Winners, they experience a testosterone spike. They end up getting more testosterone, which fuels them to be more competitive and win more. If you lose, then what ends up happening is oh man, boo-hoo, I'm not going to try anymore because I lost. No, we do not settle for mediocrity. We pursue excellence. And so in this video, I'm going to explain to you the actual science behind manifestation so that you can break out of this cycle. There are 3 steps, and once you master these 3 steps, you will be able to get to your desired reality. And I'm gonna play the friggin' manifestation music, you know what I mean? Make sure that you get all hyped up, because this, I tell you, this is going to give you value. What I'm saying is you're gonna get some. Step 1, the old frequency. I'm first going to explain to you the physics aspect. Everybody talks about manifestation being high vibration, making sure that you're thinking good, positive thoughts. And the truth is that yes, every single conceivable thing in the entire universe is composed of electromagnetic radiation. What that means is it's just different oscillations of light. Every molecule is a different oscillation of energy, which is equivalent to mass. So light is also mass. This is that famous Einstein equation, equals mc squared. There is the mass energy equivalence. I've studied physics, biology, chemistry, all of these things, and if you talk about even reactivity on the periodic table, if you have a loose electron or something like that, or you need to gain an electron to be more stable, you will react much easier. So really, even just the law of attraction works like that. Especially when it comes to the biological side, because this is a hormonal optimization channel to help you get to your goals. We must consider the hypothalamus releases gonadotropin releasing hormone to the anterior pituitary to stimulate your Leydig cells in your testes to produce testosterone. Now what happens is, because people aren't so healthy and they're not as competitive as they should be in life, they don't have a great high testosterone baseline. Now what this means is that they end up randomly having high testosterone one day. They have the motivation to chase their goals. They're feeling motivated, they're feeling ready, they know that they're ready for everything. They have the mental clarity, because testosterone helps with mental clarity. They have just a vision and they're so ready to pursue. This is the part where you become high vibration, because the emotions like motivation, although they're fickle, they do help you jumpstart. It's kind of like the ignition in the car. Once you get it fired up, get it going, it can take you to new heights. But the problem is that if you do not have a normal high testosterone baseline, and your baseline's actually much lower, what happens is that you rise super high, but because your baseline's not there, you're gonna dip even below baseline to get to the homeostasis, homeostasis means balance, of your actual original baseline. And because your baseline's lower, you're going to feel less motivated, you're going to feel worse, you're not going to feel ready. This is where reality starts to feel like it's going wrong. This is where you become a loser, not because you actually are losing, but because you will say you are losing. I want you to understand, people do stupid things when they think they're losing. You don't want to say that you're losing. Words are spells. Never say that you are a lesser version, a worse version of the man that you want to become. Never settle for that, because that is mediocre. You telling yourself, honestly, it just sounds like low testosterone. Oh, I'm such a little bitch. I'm terrible. No, you will never hear me saying that. Of course, we must have humility. We must say that we can do better. but that is constructive. You telling yourself that you're terrible and that there's nothing you can do is not constructive. It just sounds like something like, I don't want to be around you. It's just like a losing frequency, and I don't want to be around that. I'm telling you, you can break through this. You can optimize your health, all of your health, your vitality, your testosterone, all of your hormones, so that you can not only look better because you're healthier, have more aesthetics, be stronger, but also have the mental clarity, the baseline, high baseline of motivation. And like, while we shouldn't rely on motivation because it's fickle, it still is nice to feel motivated. That's simply the truth. At this point, you must rely on discipline. At this point, over here, yeah, sure, you're having fun. That's not where the real discipline is. If you're doing a lot of stuff, if you've gotten a lot of work done, yeah, great. Oh man, I'm feeling so disciplined. I'm getting everything done. When there is motivation, the presence of motivation negates discipline. Discipline is not present if you're feeling motivated. Motivation is the existence of you feeling fired up, of having testosterone, but really, ultimately, the true discipline, doing the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it, the true discipline is over here in this low part. Because if you can stick through it, if you can continue and you can continue to persevere, show the world the man that you truly are, even when you feel you're at your worst. If you persevere, if you stay disciplined, you stay consistent, you can raise your baseline. And suddenly you have a new baseline, but not only that, you have created evidence. Stop thinking about it being consistent. Think about it as creating evidence. Because not only you can enhance your baseline, yeah, you can do that, but really, you need to view yourself as a winner. If you have more evidence, you have more evidence to support that you are a winner. And again, the winners keep on winning and the losers keep on losing. Internalize that. Tell yourself you're winning. And that brings us to step 2. Act as if you were already there. Think about it like this. A professional Muay Thai fighter trains like a professional. If he didn't train like a professional, if he slowly eased into it, he wouldn't get as good as if he trained as if he were a professional. Now, often you might have to act as an intermediary step along the way. So let's say the idea is, here's another one. A competitive bodybuilder trains smart. He trains with perfection. This doesn't mean that he puts the greatest weight on the bar, because he's smarter than that. He pursues excellence. He knows that progressive overload is truth. Like, no, not pushing yourself for ego, not ego lifting, but actually having as much weight as you can really truly handle for the actual correct stimulus with the perfect form. Somebody who is not training as if they were already to the very optimal end, they will not make as much progress because they're trying to prove something. They have the ego trying to do a lot of weight. They try to do so much more. They try to make thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars per month when they haven't even made a single dollar. Zero. The truth is, you need to act as if you were an expert, and the expert would make the best choice with the situation you are in right now. So ask yourself, if I were the man that I am trying to be, what would I do? It all starts with that question. So I'm going to write it down so you don't forget about it. You should write this down too. And when I talk about what would I do over here, what would the best version of me do? The man that has accomplished everything in his life that he wanted to accomplish. The man who is the king of his own life. And of course, this is the part where humility comes into place. If you were that man, if you were the man that you desire to be, you would have the humility to understand, yes, I have a lot of bullshit in my life and I can do way better. So humility is part of the man you must become. The man that you want to become is able to recognize his shortcomings and actually adapt to them and do the actions required for him to be greatness. And this leads us to step 3. With humility, you must expect the motivation to go away. Expect the testosterone negative feedback to go to lower than baseline, because that's what's gonna happen. You're feeling motivated right now. Every time you feel motivated, expect that you will feel less motivated. Not only because of the testosterone, but also because of the dopamine neurotransmitters. Your brain will not be as sensitive to dopamine, which is the neurotransmitter responsible for motivation. If you experience extreme levels of dopamine and testosterone, your body will not be as sensitive to it or go to lower than baseline that it is used to. Stick with it, because the real magic happens oh my goodness, you are so close. When you feel like you are failing, when you feel like everything's going wrong, even though everything was going right, you are so close. The highest version of you is looking at you and really thinking, oh my goodness, he's so close. If he sticks with it this one time, if he sticks with it just this once, he's going to have the positive feedback. He's going to have the positive feedback that'll transcend his lower state, and he will be able to continue and persevere. I am telling you, when you were at this point where it feels like you have gone lower than baseline and everything feels like it's crumbling to the ground, everything that you have tried, everything that you have worked for, at this point it is the most important that you stick to it, because not only do you continue and create more, you continue to be consistent, you also make evidence. And when you make evidence for the man that you want to become, you show that you are this man. You act as if. You do the 3 steps. You remember the old frequency. You remember that testosterone negative feedback goes up and down. You remember that if you're feeling extremely motivated, it must follow with feeling less motivated. You start to act as if you were already there, and you expect your testosterone negative feedback to get down regulated, and that is where the magic happens. When you stick with it, despite people telling you can't make it, despite people not believing in you, despite yourself not believing in you, then you will achieve everything you have been setting out to achieve. Because God is very giving. He wants to see you succeed, and He wants to be proud of you. Imagine, what would I do if God was watching me? Regardless of if you believe in a higher power or not. What would you do if your actions were being watched by the people you loved? Every single action in your life must be taken as if you were being watched by your daughter, by your son, by the people you love, by the people who are going to take your genetics to the next generation. Act as if you were the man that you were trying to become, and ask yourself, what would the man I'm trying to become do? My full system is in the description below for testosterone and hormonal optimization to make sure that you get to your goals. If you want to be jacked, if you want to be aesthetic, if you want to be lean and fast all at the same time, even though people tell you can only be one at once, check my program, link in description. We just finished, got a lot of guys in there, and we'll all help you with your goals. See you in the next one, bro.